Hello, my name is Jacob Cino. Today's practice is a special practice, a little more gentle for low back and sacrum. We're going to be doing some strength training, some therapeutics, and some good stretches. Remember that this is your practice, so you may need to leave some things out. This is more of a gentle practice, but again, it might be too physically demanding for your body. No shame there. Listen to what the body's saying. It's the most honest, probably more honest than we are to ourselves. So do as much as you can. I'm sitting underneath a pomerac tree today that is in flower and dropping all these beautiful rose petals. Let's start. And we're going to start our practice today on our bellies in crocodile pose with hands stacked, resting our forehead on our hands. So we'll come into that for about a minute. Allow the low back to relax. Allow the breath to be soft. If this is still straining the low back, you may want to place a blanket underneath your pelvis, just raising the hips up a few inches, a few centimeters. Inhabit, feel the breath. Let's come to Sphinx pose, which is placing the elbows underneath the shoulders and drawing the shoulders back. Relax your glutes, turn the heels out. If this is too much, if your low back is tender, you may need to bring the elbows forward a little bit. Otherwise, elbows underneath shoulders. And we're here for about 5 breaths. We're going to make our way back to crocodile pose. That's stacking the hands, resting your forehead on the hands. And 4 breaths here. Place the hands underneath the shoulders, or maybe slightly in front. You might want to watch for the first one. I'm pressing up to straight arms. So for my low back, it's a bit tender, so I'm going to walk the hands forward slightly and exhale down. If this is easy for you, hands could be right below the shoulder. Inhale, we're pressing up. Try to keep the low back soft, or the glutes soft and the legs soft. And exhale down. Let's do about 8 more of these. Inhale, you're pressing up. And exhale down. Inhale, pressing up. And you notice I'm moving with the breath. Inhale, I'm lifting. And exhale. This exercise can be good for bulging or herniated discs in the lumbar, which tend to be pushed out with forward bends, so back bend can push them back in. By no means is this video diagnosing any medical problems you may have, so if you have something that's persistent, always good to check in with your doctor. Let's do 2 more. And again, we're coming down to crocodile pose, resting the forehead on our hands, allowing the low back to recover. Let's reach around and catch the foot. You can catch the foot with your hand or maybe 2 hands. You can use a strap in this practice as well, so if you have a belt or a tie, you could use that around the foot to catch the foot. And we're going to use a strap later, so if you don't have that, you can pause the video and grab one. And exhale, release. We're changing sides. Reach around. Again, if it's hard to catch the foot, you could use a strap here to catch the foot. Be careful that you're not dumping in the low back. You're still pushing the pubic down into the mat and pulling the belly up. So there's a slight activity of the core here. This would be considered a back bend, this posture, so we want to protect the low back. 2 more breaths. And exhale, release. Let's change sides again. Option to use strap here. A way to deepen this posture is to really think of the belly pulling up. So you're not lifting the hips stay down, but belly's pulling up. Two more full, smooth, silky kind of breaths. And exhale, release. We're changing sides. And exhale, you're releasing. Let's make our way to our back now and bend the knees. So I wanted you to take your hand and bring it behind the low back. There should be a bit of a curve there to the low back. So we want to flatten the low back. So you can remove the hand, tuck the pelvis forward, and flattening the low back to the mat. You notice my belly greyhound slightly. My abdominals are engaged, cinching in, almost knitting together, yeah? And we'll stay here breathing. And inhale, release. So let's try moving with the breath for this one. So again, exhale, you're tucking the pelvis forward, flattening the low back to the mat. And inhale, release. We'll try that again. Exhale, you're tucking the pelvis forward. And inhale, release. 2 more. Exhale, tuck it forward. And release. 1 more. Exhale, tuck it forward. And release. We're going to maintain that pelvic tilt and belly engagement and add on to this. If this feels too much, you could stay with what we just did. So again, we tuck the pelvis forward. And then let's bring the shins parallel to the ground, knees roughly above the hips. And this is a lot of work, especially if you're doing it right. If you're not doing it right, then the low back is lifting. So again, pressing the low back down. And relax. Let's do another one of those. Engage the core, lift the shins. And release. Part of a healthy low back is a healthy core. So we're going to do a fair amount of core work today. Subtle and gentle, try to be precise with it. So we're going to add on to this. Again, you can stay with a simple version if this feels like too much to the body. So I'm flattening my low back, coming back to that chair pose. Maintain this knee at a 90-degree angle and then just drop the foot. So I'm tapping the toe down and back up. Exhale, I'm dropping it down and back up. Avoid this so that you're just not bending at the knee, but you're dropping the shin down in that 90-degree angle. If this is too much for the low back, again, you could stay static, or maybe you just come down a little bit, not all the way. Let's do 3 more each side. I feel my belly want to give up here, so it is a lot of conscious work to maintain the navel towards the spine. One more set. Very good. And we'll drop those feet down to the ground, taking a break. Maybe some of you are saying, I thought this was gentle. So let's add on to this. Ooh, petals are falling on my face. Again, if this is too much, stay with the previous version. So let's extend the legs. And I'm going to push through the heels. Exhale, drop it down only as far as it feels safe. Again, trying to push the low back flat. And then inhale, point the toe as it comes up. Changing legs. Exhale, push through the heel. Point the toe, coming back up. Let's do 4 more each side. Exhale, I'm pushing through the heel. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, push through the heel. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Last set. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Draw the knees into your chest, a little rock from side to side, massaging the low back. I'm going to remove that from my face. All right, we're going to continue with some core exercise. Let's roll to the side and extend the leg straight. We're going to strengthen the neck here as well. So I'm lifting the leg and the head. It doesn't have to be high, holding it and then dropping it back down. Again, inhale, I'm lifting. And exhale down. Let's see if we can do 15. A little pause at the top. So if at any point the neck or the leg starts to complain, you can take breaks or stop. I think the important thing with yoga or a therapeutic approach is to think that we don't have to do everything, and to really listen to the sensation of the body to teach us what is too much. It's not always clear. If you're not sure, you can always err on the side of caution as well. And with these repetitions, you might start to really feel the weight of the head. Let's do 5 more. And last one, hold it up for just a count. And release. Allow the body to recover. While we're recovering, I'll show you the next one. We're going to lift both the legs. And this can be quite challenging, so you can keep the hand on the ground to lift the legs. If you're very able, maybe the hand can come to the thigh. So let's try just 5 of these. It doesn't have to be high. I'll keep my hand on the ground. Inhale, I'm lifting. Try to lift with the leg and the belly, not so much with this hand. Inhale, we're lifting. 3 more. Inhale, lift. And lift. And last one, we're lifting. Very good. Bending the knees. This one's called clamshells. Let's place the hands to the hip. This one looks easy, but the important thing is to keep the hip from moving. So inhale, I'm lifting the knee as high as I can. So again, the hip's not rolling back. It's staying just where it was when the knee was down. And exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, we're lifting. It doesn't have to be high. You might feel like the leg kind of stops and you're working against the hip joint. And exhale down. I feel my belly working as well. Inhale, I'm lifting, contracting the pelvic floor. That's the Mula Bandha in yoga, or it can be described as the muscle you would use to stop pee. Let's try about 6 more of these. Inhale, we're lifting. And exhale down. Inhale, we're lifting or pausing at the top. And exhale down. You might start to feel the glutes working. Inhale, we're lifting. And exhale down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale down. Inhale, lifting. And exhale down. Very good. Let's come to our next side. You can roll over. I'm just going to keep facing in your direction so you can see what I'm doing. And our first exercise is legs long, lifting head and top leg. So inhale, we're lifting. And exhale down. Inhale, you're lifting. And exhale down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale down. Keep moving. Find a little pause at the top. You notice I'm not rushing. By slowing it down, it gives me more chance to engage the muscles. Let's do 5 more. Inhale, I'm lifting. And exhale down. And our last one, we're holding it up. And exhale, release. A few breaths to recover until we go to the next one. The next one is lifting both legs. I'm going to demonstrate this one without the hand on the ground, but if you need that stability, you can place it there. 5 of these. Try not to jerk the legs up, slow and controlled with the exhale. We're lifting the legs. Oh, that's hard. And lowering back down. Try not to push down with this arm as well. Exhale, I'm lifting. And down. 3 more. And last one. Very good. Bending the knees. Heels are in line with your tail. Try not to roll this left hip or top hip back. Inhale, I'm lifting the knee as high as I can without moving the hip. And then exhale, lowering down. Inhale, I'm lifting. You may notice difference from side to side. Very few of us are symmetrical. Often one leg is shorter than the other. This will throw off the hips, change the shape of the back. That being said, one side might feel more crampy or stronger. Just noticing these differences, you don't have to change them. Let's do about 5 more. Very good. We'll do 1 more. Inhale, lift and hold. And exhale down. Very good. Let's make our way up to tabletop position with our hands below the shoulders and knees below the hips. And let's continue with some core work. So inhale, extend your left leg. Right hand can stay on the ground or extend the right arm as well. And exhale, both hands and knees come to the ground. We'll change sides. Inhale, extend your right leg. Left arm, or option to keep the hands on the ground. And exhale down. Let's keep moving. Inhale. I don't know if you can see all these petals that are flower petals that are falling like that, but maybe by the end of practice, I might be coated in pink petals. Keep moving with the breath. Again, you're welcome to take breaks. See if we can do 5 more each side. I notice I'm starting to speed up to get it done. Try not to do that. Resist. Last set. Very good. And we'll come to sitting on the heels. Just take a break. Inhale back to tabletop position. Widen the knees so the knees are below the hips. Inhale, we'll lift an arm to the sky. I'm starting with my left arm. And breathing here, you might feel the abdominals working to lift the arm. And then we're coming into a twist, placing the left shoulder and left ear to the mat. Right hand can stay where it is or slide the right hand forward. Some deep breaths here. Let's bring that left arm back up to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands down. Let's come to our next side. Inhale, right arm reaches up. 3 breaths here. And with the exhale, bring the right shoulder, right ear to the mat. Left hand can stay here. Extend the left arm. So there's lots of distractions in our practice. Maybe your phone is near you. Maybe there's someone calling for your attention. For me, there's a baby parakeet that just perched on the tree above. And it's hard not to want to look at. But just notice when your focus goes away. And as soon as that happens, come back to the breath. So let's, with an inhale, lift that arm back up to the sky. And exhale, hands come down to the ground. Very good. We're going to make our way to standing. So walking the hands back and get yourself to standing. That may not be the way that's easiest for you. Standing, feet hip width apart. And we're going to do some heel raises. So raising as high as you can and dropping. Let's do about 5 more. Very good. We're coming into a back bend. We're going to do about 6 of these. With a back bend, we want to feel this more in the front body. And if you're feeling crunching to the low back, it means you've gone too far. Or poor technique. So we're placing the hands to our low back, and then place the weight in the heels, send the tail forward. Pull your low belly in, and then I'm lifting the chest up and back. My weight's still in my heels and my tail's sending down to the ground. We're not collapsing in the low back. My chin is tucked in as well, so I'm looking forward, and inhale back up. So again, I want to feel more of this about the abdominals and less in the low back. Let's try 5 more. Again, inhale, we're lifting. It doesn't have to be deep. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. You might be feeling a little shake as I am. Inhale, you're lifting. And exhale. Step the feet a little wider than the hips. We'll come into a forward bend with knees bent. Inhale. And then exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming back up. Bend to the knees as you fold forward. Again, exhale, we're folding forward. Inhale, come back up. We'll do 4 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Very good. Coming into a squat, this means opening the feet a little wider. Hands come to the ground. Bring your bum down as much as you can. And now this can be really challenging for some of us. Some of our heels are lifted. If that's the case, you could place a block or a rolled blanket or pillow underneath the heels. Sometimes sitting on a block helps as well. If this is easy for you, bring your hands to prayer. Or as an alternate, hands to the back of the head. If the hands are to the head, we're not pulling, we're just dropping the head, stretching the low back. 4 more breaths here. Place the hands behind us. Careful with the knees as you sit yourself down. We're going to do a little more strengthening before we go into some stretches. Side plank. Place your right forearm to the ground. If you're on a hard surface, you might want to fold your mat to get a little cushion. A few options here. Top leg can be bent with the foot in front, or one foot in front of the other, or feet stacked. I'll start with the easiest version. Inhale, I'm lifting the hip. Just 5 breaths here. So if that's too easy, foot in front of the other, or feet stacked for 3, 2, and 1. Relax. We're going to do 1 more. If you feel it's up to you, if you're up to going a little bit further and it doesn't hurt the low back, we're going to add on with a little extra. So again, exhale, you're lifting. Foot could be on the ground. And so the extra would be exhale, draw the knee in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend the knees, drop the hip. Coming to a mermaid pose. So left hand to the knee, right arm reaches up and over. This hand could stay here or walk the hand out. Let's look up to the sky. Feel the stretch in the side body. And inhale, back up. Let's change sides. So bringing our forearm to the ground, you can fold your mat if that feels better for you. 1 foot on the ground, feet stacked or one in front of the other. Inhale, lift. This is the challenging version, a little bit easier version. Some people need to keep the hips on the ground or the knees on the ground and just lift the hips as well as another version. For 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. So I notice I'm shakier on this side. I'm not sure why. But again, just noticing these things and differences from one side to side without judgment, without feeling the need to fix it right away as well. So last set with the option of the little leg pump. With the inhale, you're lifting. So if you want an easier version, you could keep the knee on the ground and exhale, draw that knee in. That's 1, 2, the harder version. 3, 4, 5. Transitioning to mermaid pose, drop the hips, bend the knees, bring the right knee to the knee. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over, and stretch out the side body. And inhale, bringing yourself back up. Let's stretch out the quads a little bit. So we're coming into a lunge with the right foot forward and the left knee down on the mat. If you need some cushion, you could place a block, blanket, or fold the mat as I'm doing. Bring the hands to the hips and then slide the hips back so the hips are roughly above the back knee, and we'll bring that foot back too so it's right above the knee. Now, this is a lot of core work to get the stretch. We're tucking the pelvis forward, keeping that pelvic tilt. Start to sink the hips forward just a little bit. It doesn't have to be much. What I want you to avoid is falling into the low back. So again, pelvis tucking forward, low ribs reaching towards the hips. If you do want more, you could extend the left arm up. Don't let the belly muscles give up. They're still working here. 3 more breaths. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground. Let's tuck the back toe and step back to a plank position. We're going to hold plank for 3 breaths. You could do this on your forearm if your wrists don't like it, or drop the knees if the low back says that's too much as well. Exhale, drop the knees down to the ground. We'll come to the next side. So I'm stepping the left foot forward, right knee's down on the ground. You can fold your mat if you need that little cushion. And then bring the hips above the back knee. Slide that front foot back so it's right above the knee. Hands to the knee, tuck the pelvis forward, pull the belly in. Don't give up on the belly as you sink the hips just slightly forward. Hands could stay on the knee or extend the right arm up. And exhale, hands come down to the ground. Let's step the front foot back and make our way to our backs. And please have your strap close by. We're coming into pigeon pose, laying on your back. We'll place the right knee, our right ankle on left knee, and then catching the left leg. If it's hard to catch this leg, you could use the strap around the leg to assist. Catching either the hamstring or the shin. We're doing 3 sets of this. So first one might be gentle, just kind of wake up or exploration. And the next 2, a little more depth if that feels safe. And exhale, release, changing sides, left ankle on right knee. Catch the right leg, option to use the strap here. 5 breaths. Some of us are very tight in the neck and the chin may be lifted like so. If that's the case, pull the chin in or place a block or towel underneath the head to tuck the chin inwards. And exhale, release. As promised, we're going to do 2 more sets. Place the right ankle on left knee, thread the needle and catch the left leg. Often we pick up the head to catch the leg, so as you place it back down, be aware that you're pulling the chin in. To deepen this, shift the leg slightly to your left. Breathe. And exhale, release. We're changing sides. Left ankle on right knee. Catch the leg. You can shift the legs a little over to the right. When you notice you've abandoned the breath, I was talking about the bird distraction earlier. When you notice you've forgotten the breath, come back to it. Using this really as a home or focal point throughout practice. And exhale, release. We're changing side. Our last set, right ankle on left knee. Catch the leg. Feels safe for me to go a little deeper this last one. If it does for you, you could explore more depth. And exhale, release. Last side, left ankle on right knee. And exhale, release. Wind relieving posture. We're hugging the left knee in towards our belly. Right leg can stay bent, especially if the low back is tender, or extend the right leg. And pull that really into the belly. You can breathe into the belly to massage the organs here. And exhale, release, changing sides. I'm drawing the right knee in. I'm keeping my left leg bent because my leg's a little, or my low back's a little tender. Otherwise, if it's safe for the low back, extending the left leg. And exhale, release. Something similar, so I'm drawing the left knee in. Option to keep this bent, the right leg, or straighten it. And then I'm going to place my right hand on left knee, draw the left knee towards my right shoulder. So a little bit of a diagonal. I'm keeping both bum cheeks on the ground, so I'm not twisting the body. Leg is drawing towards my right shoulder, left knee towards my right shoulder. 3 more breaths. Feeling a stretch. The target area of the muscles that we're targeting here is the outer glutes, the outer thigh. And exhale, release, changing sides. Draw the right knee in, left hand to the knee, and then cross it over towards the left shoulder. Left leg can stay bent or extend the leg. And exhale, release. So, we're bending both knees. Place the hands behind the left leg, and we're going to extend the leg as straight as we can, pushing to the heel. It might look more like this for you if your hamstrings are tight. And exhale, bend the leg. Let's do about 9 more of those. So inhale, we're extending, pushing to the heel, and then exhale, bending. Inhale, I'm feeling the hamstrings working, and exhale. We've got about 5 more. And our last one. Extend out, push through the heel, pull the toes back, and then bend the knees. Keep the hands behind the hamstring with the knee bent, and then point and flex the foot. About 4 more of those. Very good. Inhale, bend your knees. Place the hands behind the right hamstring, and exhale, we're extending the leg. Again, it could be down here. And inhale, bend. And maybe the leg doesn't completely straighten, that's okay as well. Push through the heel, pull the toes back. We just had some hummingbirds come in to visit. Again, the distraction, and back to the breath. We've got 4 more. Very good. Push through the heel, pull the toes back, bend the knee slightly, and now we're articulating the ankle, point the toe, push out through the heel. You've got about 6 or 7 of these. Very good. Bending the knees. Let's grab our strap. Hopefully it's not too far away. we're placing the strap around the bottom of the right foot and extending the right leg straight. Again, left leg can stay bent if this is hard on the low back, or extend the left leg as well. Push the heel, pull the toes back. We're going to do 3 sets of this one as well. 4 more breaths. So if the hamstrings are tight, you may need to bring the leg down further, but I want to see a straight leg. Placing both feet in the strap, removing the right foot could stay bent, or extending the right leg long. Push through the heel, pull the toes back. So I'm also working into the calf muscle. Three more breaths. Inhaling both feet into the strap, and we'll move the left foot, keeping the right foot there. If you've got a long strap, you might be able to slide the hands down so shoulders could relax, even elbows can relax. Two more breaths. Both feet in the strap, remove the right, keep the left foot on the strap, push through the heels, pull the toes back. Three more breaths. Transition, we're placing both feet in the strap, keep the strap on the right foot, remove the left. This is our last set. If it feels safe to explore more depth, you can do that. And deeper, harder is not always better for the body, especially if we're injured. Gentle repetitions could be better. Three more breaths. Exhale, both feet in the strap, keeping the left foot in the strap, remove the right. 5 breaths here. Now let's place both feet in the strap again. Get the feet roughly above the hips if that's possible. Legs straight or legs bent if you need to. We're going to stay here for about 6 breaths. This next posture is called Happy Baby. You could use the strap here to transition with the strap. You're just widening the feet and then bending the knees, pulling down on the strap. If you've got a short strap and that's working against you, you could remove the strap, place the arms to the inside of the knees, and then catch the feet. We're not curling the tail up. In fact, we're pressing the low back, the sacrum, into the mat. Chin is tucking in. 5 breaths here. We've come to the end of our practice, and for finalizing the practice, we'll come into Shavasana. A few options here. So I'm going to do knees bent, feet wide, wider than my hips, and then drop the knees together, hands by the side or resting the hands on belly. That's first option. Traditional Shavasana is legs long. Or if you have a block or pillow, placing them underneath the legs so that we're tilting the pelvis. Or placing your legs up on a chair or a bed. Or extending your legs up on a wall with your bum right against the wall. So a few different options there. So again, the first option is feet wider than the hips, drop the knees together, hands by your side, and close your eyes. Let the breath soften. Release your jaw. If you have left the body, come back to the sensation of the body, deepening your breath. If your legs are as mine, then bring the feet a little closer together so they're now feet hip-width apart. If your legs are on the wall or on a chair, draw the knees in towards your chest. And then we'll all roll to our right side. From here, using the hands to bring yourself up to a seated position. Sit up nice and tall. Thank you for joining me in practice today. I hope you found some benefit to the low back. Namaste. And you might have been as fortunate as me to be practicing under falling petal flowers. Whoosh.